Okay, today I will be replacing my speakers in my Nissan Leaf 2013. Got a real good deal on these Sony. They're 6.5 inch, made at 55 watts. Grand total with 4 speakers of 220 watts. We'll see how this goes. Alright, the first things first is we're going to need to disconnect the this battery that's in the engine bay right here. I'm gonna just take off the negative with and it's a 10 mil. So let me get some tools and get started. For safety, I'm gonna disconnect the charger here as well. And here we go, we got a 10 mil. Just gonna disconnect the negative. Disconnected from the battery, so now we can safely start working on removing the speakers. Alright, so I'm going to start on the passenger side. Two things you'll need to remove is this plastic right here. It's already kind of pried open, just need a flat head. The other one you're going to need to pull up is this plastic here. The reason you want to do these things is so you can get to this bolt right there that's holding the door in, and the one here. So there are two bolts and everything else is clips. So this you can undo this harness. Just press down on this clip and it'll come out. Once you get these two out, what you want to do is pull the bottom plastic, unclip these clips, then you work your way up to this side and the other side, and then the door should just come right off. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so now that the door cover is off, you'll see that there are two hinges that connect, or two wires that connect. You don't need to take those off, you just put the door to the side. Alright, now we have access to our speaker. There are three screws holding it in. Looks like there's a wire harness here. This is pretty cool. Just plugs in. I don't have a connector. Might need to splice into this. We'll see how it works. So let's remove the speaker. Okay, I'm just checking fitment here. It looks like it fits, but as you can see, the bolts are not going to align. The three bolts that hold the stock speaker, just because it's bigger overall, and I don't think I can reuse this bracket, even though it's a pretty good looking bracket. It's all molded together as one piece. So what I will do is I will use self-tapping bits or self-tapping screws, and maybe drill. There's 4 holes, so this one at the bottom, I don't think I can make it fit. I'd rather just do 3. I think I could do 3. As far as the harness, this is the wire it comes with. It's really simple. It's just got plus and minus. What I was thinking of doing is retrofitting these so I can just plug into this adapter. It will be just a plug-in. I'll see what I can do. I really don't want to cut this, just because it looks nice, and if I want to go back to original, something doesn't work out. Alright, so all I need to do is tap the speaker in there, bolt it in there, and then work on the wiring, see what I can come up with. Also wanted to provide a comparison between a factory speaker, which is the one over here on the right, and the Sony one. And the size of the magnet really tells you a lot about the actual power of the speaker, right? So here I don't even see where the speaker, where the magnet is. I'm assuming this is it. It's really light. This is heavier, and you can see the magnet is a lot larger. This entire thing right here is a magnet. I think this is the actual magnet on the stock one. So it's got a lot of movement, nothing bad. It's not a bad speaker, it's a good speaker, but it just, the magnet size is totally different. So I just want to give everybody a comparison between the aftermarket speaker, where I'm putting in right here, and the factory speaker. I want to show everybody a closer look at what I did with the I guess the adapter to the factory plug. So I soldered the wire in here. What I'm going to do again is I'm going to cut one side of it so I can just plug it in, and of course I'm going to put some tape around it, but here's what a finished one looks like. So put some tape around it, and so what I do is I plug in the positive and negative, and then that's it. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken one of these right here, clamped my wire to it, and then cut one of these off. And so what I have is these plug-in style. So what I can do is go to my positive, for example. This is my positive, and you can see where the red comes out. That's your positive. So let me plug this in real quick so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so now that it's plugged in, it plugs in into the clip. The only thing is it's pretty loose. It doesn't stay as good as it should. So what I can do is use electrical tape and kind of bind this together. But what I'm really worried about is not really cutting the wire and making sure that I have a good signal. And we'll see how that works out. Okay, so here it is installed. I used 3 self-tapping screws. Right here at the bottom I actually ran the wire to my adapter. Then I used some electrical tape to hold it down. So what I'm going to do right now is test it, make sure it's good, by hooking up the battery and turn on the car and see how it sounds. Okay, got the battery connected. Gonna
right now on new subscriptions, you get your first 6 months of our best package, all access, for $50 plus fees and taxes. That's 3 months basically free. Call 844-711-8800 now and mention.
Alright, got the door back on. It's really easy. Clip this in. You pop all the pins or the clips around, by just slamming it around, and they clip in. And you got the 2 screws, one there, one there. Plug that back in, and well, make sure you got it the right way. You just gotta line that up, plug it in, and you're good.